Alright guys, Tactical right here back again today, and this video I'm recording a pretty long way in advance of when it's going to be uploaded. Right now I'm probably in San Francisco, maybe on a plane, who knows, and today I wanted to discuss shady business, the esports bubble to some degree, but also, that article which we maybe went through a while ago, but also I wanted to get into viewership expectations for the upcoming season, and kind of what I'm expecting and what you guys think I should be expecting going forwards, because I think it's an interesting time for Call of Duty. And of course, over the last couple of weeks, we've had these announcements to do with the schedule of what we expect to see going forwards. It's not pretty, to be honest, from a competitive standpoint and also from a fan standpoint. And what that's going to mean for viewership, who really knows? And yeah, that's what I wanted to discuss today, because we haven't really seen something like this before. We have some ways to judge it on the past, and we'll look at exactly what's happened at previous events, what's happened in previous pro league environments. And then we'll see what we can exactly expect going forwards, and where this viewership is going to come from well, at least I hope exists, right? I don't hope the CDL crashes and burns like some people do so we can go back to the old ways. I hope we have some success here this season. It's just difficult exactly for me to find where that's going to come from. I'm sure you guys will leave your thoughts down below as always. Like if you guys enjoy, subscribe if you are new. Let's hop right into it then. So this article came out a long time ago, and it talks about shady business and questionable numbers effectively. Now the CDL is obviously very similar to the Overwatch League in terms of the format that's going to be running, and also we tend to know that when the Overwatch League did franchise, of course it franchised very early into its life cycle. I think they had like one season before it went into a franchise league. The viewership definitely increased significantly with the onset of franchising. Now, look, from my perspective, where exactly are some of these numbers? Where exactly is the viewership going to come from? I don't see that this potential advertising they're going to do is going to ramp up the viewership. And look, the thoughts I've had over the last few days on my videos, at least as of recording, have not been positive and have been like, well, what's my incentive to really even watch, let alone attend an event? Now, I just wanted to run past you the potential that some viewerships are being artificially inflated. Let's have a look at this then. Last year, the Overwatch League Grand Finals sold out in New York's Barclays Center, a 19,000 seat venue. It was a good sign for the culminating event of the Blizzard International multi-million-dollar esports league's first season. I wonder if we'll manage that this year, who knows. I attended the show myself and I did notice the seats were occupied by enthusiastic fans. Online, however, something else was happening. Across the internet, Overwatch League Grand Finals livestream was embedded across the internet on Reddit, IMDb, Gamepedia, especially, and other sites. A source familiar with Curse's sales operations, Curse owns Gamepedia, told Kotaku that the company was behind it. We've never done a tournament that size. When we did some Gwent tournaments, Madden, Fortnite, he said over the phone, when we turned it on, we saw the live stream going from 100,000 to 300,000. I know this is going on a lot across esports. People are embedding streams. That's why some viewership figures look much lower than they actually are, because, well, chat interaction, for example, is much lower than you think it should be based on the amount of viewers that a stream has, because it's being embedded somewhere else. And I see this quite a lot across the field of esports, and honestly it's not good to see, and it is risky. Now, I'm not saying the same thing's going to happen with Call of Duty in the upcoming season, but I'm just saying that maybe some of these extra viewers that we think Overwatch League is getting because of franchising maybe is down to something else, and who knows whether Activision will employ something similar in the upcoming season. I wouldn't be surprised. Esports is a shady business right now. So this is what I really wanted to look at over the last year or so, exactly what has happened at Call of Duty events and what the viewership has been. We know that in the upcoming season, the league is not going to be in a traditional format where we have open events and we have a main pro league. We have barely any matches to even be watched. The average weekenders will go into as effectively 5 matches across the weekend, 5 best of 5s as we understand it, at least as of recording. I would expect them to be at least best of 7s or best of 9s to get any stretch out of the game. But look, we'll just have to see how it goes. But look, as of now, we know that traditionally the events get the viewership because at the end of the weekend we have a winner. That's what people like to see. You like to see a 3-day event. Saturday, Friday, we have the pool play, then we go into the bracket play. Who's going to win? That one winner happens, and then a month later we have another event in an ideal world to see if other teams have bounced back. Those are the events that get the viewership across Call of Duty history. There's no doubt in that. And we can see that on display right here as we look over the last couple of years. It's not a secret at all, right? And the Pro League on the whole gets less viewers because people are less interested in the match that doesn't mean that much in the context of things. Towards the end of the season, typically the matches do mean quite a lot to see who's exactly going to qualify for playoffs. But this season, as far as we understand it, a lot of the teams are going to be qualifying for playoffs anyway, which means that the league on the whole really doesn't matter that much. A lot of the matches are effectively LAN scrims. They're not going to tell you much. Really, all you're waiting for is the mid-season playoffs, as far as we understand it, and the Call of Duty Championships at the end. There's going to be like 2 tournaments this season compared to the Advanced Warfare days, and we used to have like 14. Let's go through some of this then. So the Dallas Open at the start of the World War II season, that had 120,000 peak viewers. I think you guys should just be able to see that on screen. There's 60,000 average viewers at this event. These are some of the most viewed games. Echo Fox LG on the day 3 managed to peak it. Then let's look at the Pro League Stage 1 for last year. So it has 100,000 peak viewers. Now this is actually at the playoffs. So the highest viewership at an actual league game was in week 1, day 1, the first game between Echo Fox and Era Eternity. That got quite a lot of viewers. But the average viewers across World War II's Pro League was 14,000 compared to the average viewers of the first event, about 60,000. Then, okay, let's just scroll up this a little bit further. Atlanta, 43,000 peak viewers. Birmingham, 60k. Seattle was surprisingly low. I feel like it was actually higher than that, so I'm not sure these figures are completely accurate, but they definitely tell part of the story at the very least. Then let's have a look through this. Anaheim Open. This is a World War II Anaheim Open, 76,000 viewers. Then let's look at the Pro League Stage 2. 14,000 viewers, again average. The highest viewers we got was 55k for a lot of the OpTic series. Week 3, day 3, this is part of the playoffs as well. OpTic versus FaZe got pretty good viewership on the first day as well. But look, like, this is a very common trend you'll see. The league gets significantly lower viewers than events, and there's no secret that people want to watch events more than the league because there's more riding on the matches. There's a championship to be won at the end of the weekend, and they've completely removed that from the play this season. So my question is, where is the viewership going to come from? I don't see it personally. Like, a lot of these matches every single weekend, are they even that important? There's not a winner at the end of the weekend or anything like that. So where is the incentive to watch actually coming from this season? And why are we not going to get 14,000 viewers? Now, as we'll see in Black Ops 4 in just a second here, so this is the World Championship. Apparently we had 320,000 peak viewers. I don't think this is true. I think they were unintentionally adding up the viewers from MLG.TV and Twitch. So it was about 170,000 viewers, but they thought that MLG viewership effectively included Twitch viewership. So as you can see here, the peak MLG viewers was like 174,000. I'm pretty sure that's actually your peak figure you should be looking for. And then let's go into Vegas. 200,000 peak viewers. That's actually legit. We had incredible amount of viewership for OpTic Gaming versus E United. The average viewers is up towards 90k. Then what happens when we go to the Pro League? Bam, like 62,000 peak viewers, 21,000 average viewers. And on the whole, 21,000 average viewers is honestly pretty damn good going, I would say, for a league match on the whole. Like week 6, day 4, 62,000 viewers for this one, 60,000 viewers for OpTic UIU, week 1, day 2, like obviously OpTic involved here, but a lot of viewership. And I think a lot of that is because the game was pretty enjoyable to watch. And this is the next point I wanted to go on to really before I ended the video, that comparing the Black Ops 4 viewership figures to the World War II ones, I think a lot of that is because Black Ops 4 was actually quite an enjoyable game to watch, and I quite enjoyed watching it. World War II was very dull, it was very boring, it was very slow at times, especially CTF, and I didn't enjoy watching it anywhere near as much as I enjoyed watching Black Ops 4, to be honest. I'm sure a lot of you guys are in a similar boat to me. Now, Modern Warfare, which category of game do you think that's going to fit into? Do you think it's going to be into fast-paced, intense action with, it's all games coming down to the wire quite often, or do you think it's going to fall into the more World War II category of slower, more dull game, duller colors, less interesting? I think it's very much going to be a more World War II style game. So where is the viewership coming from if the game especially isn't even particularly exciting to watch, which it probably isn't? The World Championship, we had 74,000 viewers. There's a clear disparity here, right, between what you see in the Pro League, what you see at events. There's no secret that that's the case. and look, it's just disappointing to see, and I just wonder where these viewers are coming from in the upcoming season. This, as I say, is your average weekend in the upcoming season. You have 3 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday that are just, as we understand it, best of 5s. Why are people going to be incentivized to watch like Paris Legion versus Seattle Surge? Or like, these games don't even seem particularly exciting, and at the end of the day, they're pretty meaningless. It's not like the winner of this series will go on to play, go on to the grand finals or something like that. These games effectively don't even really matter at all. Like Florida Mutineers, Toronto Ultra, like realistically, how many viewers are we going to be expecting for these? Look, we'll just have to see. But look, keep in the back of your minds that the viewership figures, like, look at the chat interaction more than the viewership figures, because I wouldn't put it past some of these organizations and some of the producers that are putting these events on to put their stream, embed it somewhere else, so it seems like the viewership figures are being artificially inflating the viewership. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new as always, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.
It's a hard conversation that you have to have with players. Like, hey, I really value you as a contributor and player for our team, but the money that you want us to pay you is unrealistic. Like, but that's the thing. A lot of these other teams will pay it. Especially for teams that are like Evil Geniuses is a great example. They wanted to come in to see us go. They were a new team. They got a lot of funding. They said, fuck it. We're going to outbid everybody, man. We're going to pay premium. We're going to pay the highest price, and we're going to sign one of the best CSGO teams in the world. They played a huge buyout. They're paying these insane amounts of monthly salaries to these players. They're going to run out of money. I mean, I shouldn't say that. They're not going to run out of money. They're just spending a lot of money. They got a lot of money. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with contracts. We're trying to be smart.
And I'm looking over. It looks like a very aggressive push here from Nadeshot right away. There's smoke down. He dodges some stuns, and he might be able to get the first pick. However, there's also a player that's going to be Neslo watching the flank.
Nice pickup. There is somebody right behind him. He gets by enemy lines.
There's Nade.
Oh, my goodness.
Going for the ace now. Last man standing is going to be Goonjar. I have him highlighted on your mini-map. Goon about to get cleaned up from behind.
Yeah, Nadeshot's a peacock. You got to let him fly sometimes, man. He gets those kills. Going for the ace. He got the ace. Oh, and he gets the ace. Nadeshot making it look easy, and Puckett driving as a broadcaster got it on there. Good stuff, guys. Well-rounded by everybody.
All right, good stuff from Nade.